Hello and welcome to the Federal's ICC World Cup 2023 podcast. I am Aprameya. India made it 5 wins in a row as they beat New Zealand by 4 wickets in Dharamsala on Sunday, October 22nd. Mohammed Shami, playing his first match of the tournament, took 5 wickets to restrict the Kiwis to 273. In the run chase, Virat Kohli was yet again the star with a superb 95. India are now on top of the table with 10 points, while Kohli is the leading run scorer with 354 runs. To discuss India's win, senior cricket writer R Kaushik is with us. Thanks, Kaushik, for talking to the Federal.
Hi, Apu. Nice to be back. Thank you.
Kaushik, we've been talking about India's unbeaten run, and it continues.
It does. And this is the kind of victory that will give them a lot more confidence, a lot more heart. I won't say confidence. Every victory gives a lot of confidence. But the manner in which they defeated New Zealand today, top of the table clash, like you pointed out, the fact that India maintained their composure, brought out this win. There were various stages in the game when they were pushed by New Zealand. First, when New Zealand batted, and like you said, before Shami happened, then they looked like they would get 310, 320. To keep them down to 273 from that position was an excellent effort. And also the fact that Shardul Thakur was not playing, so there was not even that artificial license or insurance of an extra batter at number 8. And they were pushed to a corner when Surya Kumar Yadav got run out on his World Cup debut. And the manner in which Kohli and Ravindra Jadeja took them home from there, I think it will have given them a lot of heart, a lot of belief. There are times when you're not chasing well, and even the small targets look very difficult and very daunting. And then there are times when you start chasing well, and you know how to go about it. You don't panic, and you don't think, oh, what if? And that's exactly what we saw with India today.
And I want to ask you about Mohammed Shami. Whenever he's given an opportunity, be it in any format of the game, he proves that he is the best or one of the best, and he proved it again.
Yes, of course. I mean, he's been in international cricket for 10 years now. He made his debut in 2013 when West Indies came to play in Sachin Tendulkar's last Test series. So he's not a spring chicken. He's a veteran. He's a seasoned warrior of international cricket. And it's one of those great mysteries that India could not find a place for Mohammed Shami in the playing 11, because this whole fixation with having the additional batting option at number 8, that is one of the reasons that they'll have. That's one of the options they'll have to rethink going forward in this tournament, because Shami showed you today that if you have somebody who's a genuine wicket taker, then you don't need that insurance at number 8, because you'll end up chasing 20, 25, 30 runs less. Imagine if India didn't have Shami today, then it would have been 315, 320, and then you're talking 270, which is 40 runs difference. So would you rather have a bowler who can get you wickets and who can ensure that the target is smaller, or would you have a sort of a semi-batsman, semi-bowler like Shardul Thakur, who might give you a couple of wickets, who might score you 20, give you 20 runs with the bat, but he's not really a genuine all-rounder in that sense, is he? So this is a good reminder of why you should go with your most attacking and most wicket-taking options when it comes to bowling, because there is no better dot ball than a wicket-taking dot ball. And when you have somebody of the caliber of Shami, and look at the attack. If you have Shami, Bumrah, Siraj, and Pandya, and then you have Ravindra Jadeja and Kuldeep Yadav, if this is going to be your attack, then why do you need an extra batting option at number 8?
Right. And what about Virat Kohli's innings? Again, doing well, just missed out his century by 5 runs.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of, like I said, the last 3 games that India won, starting with the game against Afghanistan in Delhi, then Pakistan in Ahmedabad, and Bangladesh in Pune. Those were regulation chases, easy chases. The only time India were tested in a chase was in the first game against Australia, when they lost 3 wickets with just 2 runs on the board, and then Kohli and KL Rahul took them home from that position. After that, it's been smooth sailing when it comes to chases. But today was a tricky chase. New Zealand obviously leading the table going into today's match. A very versatile and rounded attack. Trent Boult, Mitchell Santner, Lockie Ferguson, Matt Henry. It's a really good top quality attack. And so India were pushed, India were tested. They got off to a customary blazing start through Rohit and Gill, but they were stutters. Gill and Rohit got out within a few runs of each other. Then there were 2 half-century partnerships involving Kohli, and then India lost. Suddenly they lost KL Rahul and Surya Kumar Yadav in no time. And when Jadeja came out to bat, and Jadeja was the last recognized batsman. He was the last batsman, forget recognized or otherwise.
Right.
Yeah, and India still made it 83 at that stage. And they might have panicked, the other side might have panicked, might have wondered, oh, look, there's nobody else, so we have to do the job. And when those sort of thoughts come into your head, then you're always a little confused in your decision making. Should I go for it? Should I play normally? Should I take the risks? None of that was evident today, right? Just the calmness with which the two guys got the job done. And that's what happens when Kohli is there, because he's done it so often. He's got 2700s while batting second, and 23 of them have come in a winning cause. So then teams are wary. They're not just wary, they're really scared that Kohli is there, and they know what he's capable of when it comes down to the crunch. That has a twin effect of lifting his partner, which in this case was Jadeja, and of making sure that the opposition is always wondering how to second guess him. And so today you could see that the zone that Kohli was in, I mean, there was no risk to his cricket. He just knocked the ball in the gaps and he hit the boundaries. He made sure that he kept them along the ground. This is like, I mean, we've said it so often that he's the ultimate chase master, and this is another example of why he's rated so highly when it comes to a run chase.
And batting clicked and bowling was good, but when it came to catching and ground fielding, it was not a good day for India, would you say, Kaushik? They dropped
It wasn't.
catches.
Yes, I mean, it wasn't a great day. We must not forget the fact that this Dharamsala outfield has been
right.
under the microscope for a lot of time for the wrong reasons. It's not the best outfield in the world, so you can explain some of the ground fielding misses away by citing the outfield as one of the factors. Well, the catching, what do you do when somebody like Ravindra Jadeja puts down an easy catch? It's just one of those things, wasn't it? I mean, 3 nights back, we were talking about the catches that he and KL Rahul took. And
right.
India have generally been a very safe and very good catching unit throughout this World Cup. So this is probably one of those days when things don't really go your way. I mean, there is no excuse for putting down catches, and nobody wants to drop catches. But like I said, when somebody like Jadeja drops a catch, or Bumrah dropped a sitter on the boundary, and they could have proved costly on another night, they did not today. It is when you have games like this where you make mistakes that are avoidable. These are what we call unforced errors. And when you make these unforced errors, then you know that yes, you might have won 5 games in a row, but there is still so much work to be done that you can't take anything for granted. And these are the little sort of things that keep you on your toes, that don't make you complacent. If there is any such thing as complacency in international cricket, these things would remind you that look, there's a long way to go in this tournament, and you can't afford to take your eye off the ball. So in a way, maybe it's a wake-up call. It's probably just a little lapse in concentration. It happens. We have to understand these are human beings. They've been playing. This is their 5th game in the last 2 weeks. They've been traveling a lot, so fatigue can set in. Any of those things is possible. India will just be grateful that those mistakes in the field did not cost them dear.
And talking about New Zealand's batting, Daryl Mitchell scored 130 and Rachin Ravindra 75. Apart from that partnership between the two, rest didn't do well against Shami.
Exactly. I mean, you look at it, and Shami came and took a wicket with his very first ball. This is after Shreyas Iyer took an excellent catch to get rid of Devon Conway, which was probably the best catch of the match today. And Ravindra is such a fantastic player. I mean, who would have thought? He came and played a test match in India nearly 2 years back when he and Ajaz Patel saved the game in Kanpur in what was Rahul Dravid's first test match as coach. And that time he used to bat lower down the order, number 8, and he was this little stonewalling left-hander, and to see how much he has risen up the ranks, and to see the kind of batting performances that he's put on in this World Cup. I mean, he gave us a taste of what he's capable of in that big win against England at the start of the tournament, and he's carried that form with him. Daryl Mitchell, vastly underrated, but he averages 50 in one-day cricket. He's averaging 57 in Test cricket, and he showed exactly why he's one of the top batters in this New Zealand setup. And when they were going, and the way they took Kuldeep Yadav apart was quite a sight, because Kuldeep has been on top of his game right throughout this World Cup. And the way they used their feet and hit him straight down the ground, 4 sixes at least that I can count that went and hit the side screen. It was an excellent exhibition of the use of feet. Of course, it helped them that they knew that there was no turn for the wrist spinner, so they could hit through the line without being afraid of miscuing those shots. But hats off to them. Either side of that, they really had nothing to show. And I think a lot of it has to do with the skill of Mohammed Shami. It's not just that the batsmen did not score, it's just that they were not allowed to score. The pressure was relentless, and the way Shami came back and bowled in the last 10 overs, the way India bowled in the last 10 overs, Bumrah was outstanding when he came back for this final spell. It was just and Siraj, after a couple of sort of ordinary games, came back into his own. India didn't have the insurance of a sixth bowler today. They had only 5 bowlers to make do with, and even though Kuldeep had a rare sort of off day, the other 4 rallied beautifully around him to ensure that the game didn't ever get out of India's hand.
One last question, Kaushik. India's next match is 1 week away from today. Next Sunday, they'll play England in Lucknow. Will that affect the momentum, or will it be like same as usual? India, they're professionals.
Yes, they are. I mean, all these teams that are playing, all the top teams that are playing at this level, they are professional sides. And again, like we just mentioned a couple of minutes back, this is today was India's 5th game in 2 weeks since they started against Australia and Chennai. And with all the travel and with all the tension and all the fatigue and the stress of playing international cricket, of playing a World Cup in front of your fans, it's bound to have taken a little bit of toll on the mental side more than the physical side. So this 1 week break that we're talking about, I think it's come at absolutely the right time. It will give them a chance to recharge their batteries a little bit, maybe rest for a couple of days, forget about cricket, spend time with families. It is obviously, after all, the festival season, so why not partake of the festivities a little bit? They're all professional enough and smart enough to know that they can't indulge, that this tournament is not even halfway there. So I feel that this is a fantastic. The timing of the break is really very good from an Indian point of view. Whether they go back home for a couple of days or whether they just hang around together and as a team, we are not sure at this moment. But whenever they hit the ground in Lucknow for their first practice session ahead of that match against England, they'll be rested and they'll be fresh and raring to go. I think that's fantastic.
Thanks a lot for your thoughts, Kaushik. We'll reconnect next Sunday.
We will meet up again in Lucknow. Thank you.